This is Sandy. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This afternoon, I'm very excited to have a guest here by name Ekrah. I met her on YouTube and I listened to her testimony. It really touched me because this one thing I talked about in two videos in my YouTube about rejection. And let me tell you, rejection can take you bad places. Just like the way favor can take you to places, rejection can take you to bad places. She has suffered rejection from one stage in her life to another. So I said, yeah, she gave her testimony in a different language, Kikuyu, but I realized I think I can invite her so that she talks to my audience in Kiswahili or English. So Ekrah, I'm happy to have you around. I know you'll be able to motivate my people, to inspire them, and also to tell them there is hope. Even if things are so tough in your life, there's still hope. So Ekrah, tell us where you come from.
Viewers, I want to say hi to you. Praise the Lord. My name is Ekrah Maria. I am a gospel singer, a songwriter.
Wow.
Yeah, and I have a very long testimony to just say what God has done for me.
Amen.
I was born in Ekrah. That's what I was told by my mom before she passed on. She's now late.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, thank you. But I never saw my birth certificate. Nobody told me anything about my identity.
Okay.
I have no notification from the hospital or anything that can tell me who I am.
Okay.
So when I was born, she told me I was born in a mission hospital, and she named me Catherine Waidera.
Okay.
Yeah, and I lived with that name for quite a long, my early stages of life.
Okay.
Even in school, I was known as Catherine Waidera. But now later on, when we went to a certain church,
Okay.
my name changed. They baptized me. We joined a Corino church. So when they baptize people, they give you a new name. So that's how my name changed, and
From
Catherine
Waidera
to Ekrah Maria Waidera.
But they give you a very nice name, Ekrah.
I know, right?
Even the Corinthians, they have nice names.
Yes. They said it comes from the Holy Spirit.
Okay.
So the one who was baptized with me, he said the Holy Spirit is calling you Ekrah Maria.
Okay.
But now he was saying it in my vernacular, in Kikuyu language. Yeah. So I was given that name. Later on, when I got married, I got married as a minor. We will get to that.
Okay.
When I got married, because I was married as a minor, I took my ID with the husband name now.
Okay.
Which now, because they said they cannot include Ekrah, the ID could not hold for me.
For him.
So I had to omit
Drop one.
Ekrah. I took Maria and made it Mary.
Okay.
So my official name is Mary Waidera.
Okay.
Minor is the ex-husband who had married me.
Oh, your ex-husband.
Yes.
So you are still carrying the identity of your ex.
Yeah, in my ID.
Okay.
But we don't live together. We
Okay.
separated 17 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's how I can identify myself, because my identity is very confusing.
It is very
Because when I tell you I'm called Ekrah Maria, you wonder why I have another name as Mary Waidera. So it's a bit confusing. So I like clarifying everywhere.
So how were you brought up by your mother as a single mother or what happened?
So when she gave birth to me, I think, I'm not sure, but I think she got married carrying me in her womb.
Okay.
Or I also hear so many other stories.
Okay.
They are never clear to me. So when she was married, I was named after the mother. You know, Kikuyus, we name after our parents.
Yes.
So I was named
Her
after
mother or the
the
husband's
mother of the husband.
Okay.
And then she got my son, my brother, and she named the father.
Okay.
to the husband.
Okay.
So I have no name yenye inanilete na wazazi wangu ama maternal name.
Maternal name.
Yeah.
Okay.
My name Waithera is from where she was married.
So do you know the father?
No. When I was born and my brother was born, they disagreed.
Okay.
My mother was an alcoholic. She really could drink.
Okay.
Until she forgets she had children.
What?
Yeah. And when my brother cried, she would give him the alcohol.
Oh, the alcohol.
Yes.
The muratina din.
The changawa.
What?
Yeah, that changawa. She could give to the baby so that Alaria didn't suffer.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my brother was used to alcohol
From childhood.
childhood. Now myself, I am not sure whether I was given because they say I was very polyphonic.
Oh, how come unasumbua?
I was not a stubborn child.
Okay.
So if she put me to sleep, I would sleep. When I wake up, I'll just sit there. If they give me something to eat, I would eat. And nothing.
At that time, where were you staying? Is it
We were in
Ekrah
that,
or where?
Ekrah, it's called Kenya.
Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah,
Oh.
a place I don't
In
know.
slums.
Yeah, it was slums where
Okay.
they sell a lot of alcohol.
They breed it actually. They
Yeah,
breed
they
in the rivers.
Yes.
Okay.
So at some point, my mother disagreed with the husband and she left. She left us with the husband.
Okay.
And now the husband felt like this is a very big burden for him. He could not take care of us.
Two small children.
Two small children who looks like twins.
Okay.
Because my brother was born a year after I was born.
Okay.
So he decided, let me take these kids to their maternal grandmother and leave them there. But along the way, when he was in the journey, he saw a woman who was farming along the road.
Your maternal grandmother stayed in Ekrah or what?
Muranga.
Oh, in Muranga.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he took a journey from Kiandu to that place, Ekrah, to Muranga, where my mother was born. But along the way, he decided, I don't know what, maybe his conscience did not allow him, or he feared the parents.
Okay.
He found a woman who was farming along the road and decided to leave us to the woman in a very cunning way because he told the woman, let me leave these children with you for a few minutes. I go back to take something in Kwaka town. In that small town around the place. Then I will come and eat them. But when he went, he never came back.
Okay.
So he stayed with
So
the
this
lady.
story, were
I was
you
given-
given or you know it?
I was
How
given
you
by
in a small
yeah, I was
garden?
actually the little, we could not even pronounce our own names.
Okay.
So these stories I was given later on when I was very grown, by now my grandmother.
Oh. So you know your grandmother?
I know my grandmother,
Okay,
yes.
she's there in
She's
Muranga?
still there.
Okay.
Yeah. So when he went, he never came back for the children and nothing. He just went and until today, we never heard of him.
What?
So the lady, when she was done with family and all that, she took us to her place. It is now getting dark.
Yeah.
She went to open the bag that the man had left with the children.
Oh, he had carried some
He had
bags for you.
carried, yeah, our clothes.
Oh.
But now these clothes were dirty. Some of them were wet with urine. So when the lady tried, we had now
Paid in the
laid
farm.
in the dust, we were very dirty in the evening. We could not go to bed like that. So she thought, let me try to look for some clothes. I washed these kids and then I changed them. When she went to look for that for clothes, he found those kids. Oops, wet clothes,
Very dirty.
things. She
In a
could
bag.
not even put her hands in the bag.
She decided
Yeah.
and she did very well. This
Yeah.
man has disposed these children.
Yes, now that's when she realized these children were dumped. So she was an elderly woman who had already now, she was done with raising kids.
A
So
shosho.
yeah, she
Talk
was
about
like,
a shosho
yeah,
and
grandmother.
grandmother.
Yeah. So she you could not even find her.
Okay.
a small pool in her house. So what she did, she just
Dusted down the
dusted
clothes.
the dust and everything and washed us and put us the same
She was
place.
so kind.
Yeah.
She even bathed me.
Yeah, she bathed us.
Oh.
She dusted those clothes and then she just put on us the same clothes because she did not have a choice. So we slept, we ate and slept that night.
Okay.
But now the following morning, she thought, let me take these children to achieve the area chief, so that we can know now how
What
we
next?
are going to do with them. So when we reached at Chief's place, the lady told the chief, these children were left to me by a man who did not tell me even his name. He was like going to a washroom and come back, but he never came. So I have come here so that you will tell me what you're going to do, so that you may look for the people who might identify with these kids. Okay. So that's what they did. And coincidentally, I think Chief knew a little bit about us. Okay. Because my mother was an alcoholic. She was well known in the area. And sometimes she would go with us, leave us somewhere and start taking alcohol. Yeah. Now my grandfather was attending that area. Okay. So he related. When he heard how we are calling each other, he related our names with our grandfather. Okay. Yeah, because our grandfather is someone who is known in that area. So we ended up, our grandfather was called, and he came and he identified us and he knew. He said, my grandchildren. Yes. So when he came, he told the chief, let them sit here, continue staying here. I go for their grandmother to come for them. You know, this was also the time.
The father cannot do this
so
one.
He could not even want to relate so much with the kids. So he went and called the grandmother.
And also it's about the daughter, the mother.
Yes, and before my mother left home, she did not live in good terms.
Oh, with the parents.
Especially the mother.
The father, okay.
So he was kind of irritated, and he thought, let me just go and call the grandmother, take these children and take them home. So that's what he did. Our grandmother came and took us. Now we started living with her, and the grandfather. And now my uncles who were young, my grandmother was still raising some of them.
Oh, her children.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we started living together. Now he's raising us together with our children. Some are big, some are small.
Big in the sense that they are adults or they are teenagers?
Yeah, they are teenagers, they are young adults. They are now trying to pursue their path in life.
Okay.
So we started living there. And I remember one of those people in that
one of the uncles.
Yes.
Okay.
He started abusing his children.
A small girl.
Yeah,
How old?
A small girl. I don't really remember how old I was, but I remember what he used to tell me and what he used to do to me. Because he could come from cutting maybe a grass for the cows, or maybe from grazing, and he would throw a panga outside the house. Okay. And because I was just around the home, because I am young, even the kitchen chores I was not doing. Yeah, I was very young. But I can remember what he used to tell me. He used to tell me, go climb on the bed and remove your clothes. I am coming. I need to find you naked on the bed.
So what happened the first time? You just obeyed?
The first time I just obeyed.
The second time?
He threatened me to cut me to pieces with that panga. The one
a small girl,
yes,
I've
so
seen the
I was
panga
very
and you are very
terrified.
timid.
Yes.
Okay.
So I was very terrified, and I just went and did what he had told me, and I just kept quiet on the bed, really shaking, and I did not know what he was coming to do to me. I did not know the reason why he had told me to remove all the clothes.
And this is a big boy?
Yes. I don't know what age he was.
Okay.
But he was a big man who knew what he was doing.
A big man.
Yes.
And
So
this is the sister's child.
Yes.
He's abusing. What? Even without feeling that this is like my daughter, because I mean, my nephew, my nieces, these are my children. Obviously, they are my children. You should protect them.
He did not care. He did it not once, not twice.
Throughout.
Many times, as long as I lived there.
Then yourself, let me ask you. Did you ever thought of talking to anyone about it?
No, I did not know what to do. Because you remember he's threatening me to cut me into pieces.
If you ever tell anyone.
If I ever tell anyone. So I could not tell anyone, even my grandmother. I could not tell my auntie. I could not tell anyone.
You didn't have anyone to confide with?
No one. You see now
So
my
what
mother
do you
had
tell
gone.
children out there who are being abused by their relatives? They're being abused by people they know they trust, because that is breaking trust.
Yes.
If today my brother is taking care of my daughter and they are raping, they are abusing this child, you are breaking the trust. What would you tell children? Because in the country, we've heard so many stories.
Yeah.
You as Ekrah, what would you tell parents? What would you tell children? Because again, we are not here just to tell a story, a good story, but to teach something.
Yeah.
So what would you tell these children?
I would tell a girl or a boy, because even boys are
Being
nowadays
abused.
very abused. I would tell them to look for someone they can trust, someone who is welcoming. You know, there's that someone, even if everyone else is cruel, there is someone who you feel like you can approach. Try to talk these things out. Don't keep it in yourself, because it causes you to lose your self-worth
And self-esteem.
and your self-esteem. You feel like you're very dirty,
Yeah.
and you want to isolate yourself from everybody else because you feel like you are dirty. Tell someone, that someone, they will take a step. They will know how to help you.
And also parents.
Parents, they need to be very close to their children.
Okay.
Be a friend to your daughter. Be a friend to your son. Let them know that they can come to you.
Yes.
And they can come to you with any kind of issue.
Any.
Any kind of
Not
issue.
selective. Any kind of issue. Any. Mnasikia hapo. Any kind
Because
of
if
issue.
your child is fearful of you,
Yes.
they try to talk to you and you chase them away.
Yes.
You dismiss anything they say.
Yeah.
They will reach a point where if I wanted to tell my mom something and they dismiss. When they have issues that are deep in them,
They
will
just
not
keep
be
quiet.
able-
They
yeah,
hold it.
They will not
And let
open
me
up
ask
to you.
you. Are you going for Sunday school or what?
Now, after living with my grandparents for some time, there is an aunt who came
Okay.
and took me to Nairobi to stay with her. Although we did not stay with her a long time. So when my mother reappeared from wherever she had gone, she took me from my aunt and took my brother from Muranga, where we
And
were.
rejoined you
We
as a family.
joined. Now we went to Nyahururu. He took us to Nyahururu and started raising us from there. So from there, I disconnected with everybody in the home. She used to say she has no relatives, she has no. Yeah. So we did not know anyone from our family. We lived there like aliens who had
No relatives.
no family.
Okay.
So that is the place she took us to school. We went to nursery school, not very big. A child
I would imagine.
who should be in class 2 or 3 is in nursery school.
Nursery school.
And we went to both of us.
Why you
Yes,
not
we
bullied
did.
in school? You're bigger than
Those
the others.
days,
By the way, in
those
rural
days were-
setup,
yeah.
it's kawaida to have
Yeah.
very big old children.
And
in
even
schools.
those days, children were taken to school when they are very big.
Big, yeah.
So it was not a big deal.
Okay.
So we went to nursery school, we were done with nursery and we were taken to now primary school.
Okay.
Although she took us to a far away school.
Why?
I don't know who her
So in Nyahururu she got married or what motivated her to move there?
She was just going for those alcohol and she identified a place, a slum, in Nyahururu called
And you know, slums are very good to nurture alcoholism, taking drugs, and all that.
So when she identified that place, and she knew she could sell it, she could take it, especially without her parents knowing, and the people at
So she was hiding from the parents now and her
So
family.
because she was bitter with the father and all that, she decided to go far away where nobody knows her.
Okay.
And she took us with her. I wish she let me live with that. Because at my auntie's place was
in Nairobi.
Yeah.
What were you doing in your auntie's place?
I was just a child.
She didn't take you to school?
I think I wasn't yet age.
Oh, okay.
You know those days they could take children to school when
at
they were
7
years.
I think 7 years.
Yeah, even 8, even 10.
Yeah.
So, and then it was a little time. I think she was trying to figure out how she would take me to school.
Okay. Then your mother comes for you.
My mother comes and takes us.
Okay.
So that is now the place she went to raise us from. And she disconnected us from anyone.
Okay.
So we lived there like...
Was it out of love or out of frustration?
Out of frustration and bitterness.
Okay.
Because she was already bitter and she did not have direction in life.
Bitter because of being left by the husband?
Bitter because her father was very brutal with her.
Okay.
Her and her older sister.
Okay.
Why? They had, I don't know.
They failed in good way.
No, he thought that her father thought that educating girls is educating prostitutes. Because he used to say, when you educate girls, they end up becoming prostitutes. So his interest was with the boys. And he could take my mother's brothers to school, better schools, and educate them very well.
So he never respected girls' education.
So my mom was like a slave in her own home, taking care of the pigs. They used to farm pigs. Okay. So that they sell pigs and pay school fees for the brothers. So she was bitter from that. She could go around the village collecting the disposed food. Sometimes the waters from the disposed food could fall on her.
And you know this
she could carry it with a basket on her head. So she was very bitter about that. Because she could not be taken to school, she was to take care of the things in the home. And the brothers, when
she was like a worker in their home.
So when the brothers come, they were her and the sister, but they want to go to the river to fetch water to come and wash clothes for these brothers. And then there were so many insults from the father towards them. So she
could be he was a drunkard also.
He
I
was.
would imagine as much as
especially when he could come home drunk. Okay. She could beat the wife, now my grandmother,
and the
daughters. The daughters were bigger than the boys. Okay. So my grandmother and her daughters would be thrown out of the home, of the house.
So what we are saying, even your mother suffered rejection.
Yes.
So just a minute, my viewers, you can hear what she's saying. She suffered rejection. Her mother also suffered rejection, meaning that this rejection, it was in her family line. And that's why she has continually suffered this thing. Continue.
So that bitterness that my mother had, and that is what caused her to go far away from everybody. Okay. Because she was bitter, she did not want to relate with them in any way. So she went with us, and that, her bitterness, she would take everything on me. Okay. Because I think she got pregnant with me in that period of her life when she was very frustrated. And that's how she started taking her.
This is a young girl. She's now pregnant.
Yes.
And now she's so annoyed with life.
And she took alcohol like a weapon. Okay. To hide behind her frustrations. So when a baby is coming in that period of her life, it's like another burden. So she hated me. I think the moment she knew she was pregnant with me.
From the one
yes. She rejected me there and then.
This is a hindrance to my more drinking.
Yes.
So
she needed to
go back to Nyahururu. What happened in Nyahururu?
So in Nyahururu, she took us to a very far away school. Along the way, we could go through a bush, a forest.
A forest? Why?
Yeah, to reach where the school
She was training you to be.
I don't know. I don't know her reasoning because there was a school nearby. I think it was a bit expensive for anything.
Was it a private school or
It was a
public school?
Yeah, even the one nearby was a public school. Okay. But you remember those days schools were paid.
Yeah.
There was school fees and stuff. So I think this one she figured maybe it was expensive for her or anything like that. So she took us to a faraway school.
Walking in the morning and in the evening.
Imagine, and we are very little children. And we are going
enough, there were no maps there.
Yeah, okay. and then you see we are very little, we are going along the forest to be able to, because we could go, let's say
like how many kilometers?
Like 20 or 15
what?
kilometers, yes.
To and fro?
Yeah.
All one way?
Well, to and fro.
15 kilometers?
Yes.
For small children?
Yes.
And
remember, she could go and get drunk, forget she had children, so she will not even prepare us to go to school. She will not even wake up from the bed. She's nowhere. Yani, she's wasted.
Wasted. It's about now herself.
She's asleep, deep asleep, and she
doesn't care about children.
So we'll just wake up. Maybe we went at the bed. We will wake up, take our books and start going.
And no children don't care.
You even have some things on your eyes. And you don't care, you just take your books and go. Because especially when you know you
take anything.
Yeah. No! There was nothing in the house. You see this ugali we cook, and then we put water on that sufuria for it to...
I know that.
We could squeeze that, and that remains of the ugali, and that is what you could take before going to school. Sometimes it will, even that was not there. Sometimes we could spend the night outside our house.
Why?
Because she locked the house, she got drunk, she spent the night wherever. So we will sleep. If the neighbors were tired with us to host us in the houses for so many days. So sometimes...
Then what happened?
So...
Along the way, what happened?
Along the way, I think I was going to class. She got a husband.
Oh.
Now this her husband was a witch doctor.
She was very fast in getting husbands.
Yes.
A witch doctor?
A witch doctor.
In Kikuyu land?
Yes.
There are also witches there?
Yeah.
I thought it's on the Cumberland, I hear of that.
No, they are everywhere.
They're everywhere.
I think in every culture there is.
Yes.
So this witch doctor takes us now from that slum to another one.
Another slum?
It wasn't a kind of slum.
A better place?
A better place. But now you see the scenario. It's a witch doctor's house. And you know these witch doctors live in a very funny way. This house is 2 rooms built with timbers. On the wall there is a lot of buckets with this down, the medicine they give people.
Okay.
The things they
the concoction.
Water and roots from trees and all that. Those things are in the house.
He was a witch doctor or a traditionalist?
He was a witch doctor because people would come. He could ask them for a duck or a hen, a chicken. When you come with your chicken, he will tell you to remove your hairs from private parts. And then he will tell you to cut your panty or something from the inside and put on a cloth or a paper. And he will
do those funny things.
He had a very big watch with so many bangles. With so many, what do we call?
Is this
Changa the Masai.
Oh, the Masai shangas.
Yeah, something like this.
Like this one?
Yeah, made out. Yeah. Now the watch was
made out of the shangas.
Yes.
Okay.
So he could remove that watch and he could go around
uttering some words.
To this.
So that's also another altar.
That's another.
Now you've been taken to another altar.
Yes. So those things we could see and we are children. He could do that while at our watch.
Let me ask you, including his customers, would remove clothes when you are there?
Yes, and they would bathe in those waters we had cooked and packed in the house. He would water in a basin, tells you when you wash your
The
water,
children are there all
yeah,
in
we
the
are there, we
bathroom.
are seeing. Everything we are seeing. So when you bathe, the water will change into soil.
Okay.
Now I used to wonder where did that soil come from? You see, we could,
Oh, the water changed into soil.
yeah. It
So he
becomes-
had some powers also.
He had some rich powers.
Which powers? Eh?
Yeah.
So what happened?
So
I hope you are not saying to do that.
No, we used to eat those
Chicken
those
and ducks.
chickens. I could
On
cook
daily
them. I was
basis.
like a mother in the home, so I could cook on a daily basis. Chicken was the order of the day.
Plenty. A lot of it.
Yeah, we could.
In other words, it was benefiting twice.
Yes.
Because he's being paid by his customers when they come. At the same time, you're also bringing chicken or duck.
Yeah.
What about goats?
Even goats, you could ask even for goats. Yeah, even cows. Our beds could be on a level like this one because he lifted our beds with
So that he
stones.
can.
So that those
Livestock, animals.
yeah, under the beds. Okay. Because the house was very small. So we lived in that place. We were very traumatized. And especially seeing people washing their bodies with those kinetic things.
And then I think it's also child abuse.
Yes.
Because at the same time,
Yeah.
you are a small girl seeing a naked mother,
And you don't
a naked
even
man.
understand
How
what
what?
they're doing. I came to realize later on in life that it was.
What about your mother? What did she say? When
She was the assistant to that person, to that man, giving her this medicine, fetching from
So
the
even your
walls.
mother was at church at
She
one
was-
point.
Yeah, she was trained
the
by the husband.
assistant.
Yes.
What?
Yeah. So we lived with that.
But
that kind
food
of.
was not appropriate then.
No, food was plenty.
Plenty.
We could eat.
But you
very
are
well.
traumatized because of what's happening in the environment.
Yeah. And then on my part, it was tough for me because I was kind of the mother of the house. I could go to fetch water from very far away, come cook for everybody, watch uniforms for my brother. We found another brother there. I think he had married another wife and had left a son. So we were now 3 of us. I could wash clothes for all of us.
Even this time round when your mother is married, she's not responsible.
She's not responsible. I never saw my
And
mother
what is this that men were looking from her anyway?
I don't know. They were just attracted to her for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah. So we lived in that kind of situation for a bit, and then our mother leaves us again now to that man in that house, and she goes to a place we do not know.
Left you with them gun.
Yes.
She was not scared by this man.
I don't know. I think she never
was just
cared.
scared.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she had just was a careless person. So when she left us with this man. This man tells me to move from the bed. He used to sleep with the brothers and come start sleeping with him in his bed.
What?
Yeah. I think he was.
Are you calling him dad or?
Yeah, dad.
And dad is telling you to sleep with him
Yeah,
in bed?
actually, that man is the one now I identified
As a father.
as a father.
Or because
He's
he
the father
provided.
figure I knew because we lived with him for a long time.
3 also years? All how long?
It might 3 to 5 years.
What?
Yeah, we did.
Under the roof
Quite
of
a
a witch
lot.
doctor?
Yes. So he tells me to move from our bed to come and join me. One day he thinks he will sleep with me, but he did not succeed. I don't know whether his witch mindset did not allow it, but when he tried to now come to me and try to put his male feet over on my body, it's like he thought of something because he just.
He realized it was bad.
Yeah, I think so.
And could be the Holy Spirit of God.
No, I don't know.
God
Or
wanted to
maybe-
protect you.
Or maybe
Wanted to protect
my
you.
thinking is if maybe he succeeded, it would be bad. Maybe I could have gotten pregnant,
Yes.
or maybe he could have damaged my uterus or anything. Because I think it's God who just
Protected
stopped
you.
him.
Yeah.
For some reason, he did not do it. That is the only person who did not do
You
that.
didn't realize and run away
I
from
was
them.
very, I now started remembering things that were happening to me in my grandmother's home. And before she got married and moved to this witch doctor's place, there is a time my mother could be arrested so many times because of the alcohol, the illegal. Yeah. So the police could take her to a cell, and I would be left outside the police station every compound. In the night, the policeman would put me on that big table and abuse me.
What?
Yes, the policeman. So I was abused.
Both sides all
in
the
room. Yes. Before we now.
So you suffered?
Yeah, abuse. Sexual abuse was my lifestyle. And I did not know what it was. I was just wondering.
A small girl.
Yeah. I came to realize later that I was being defiled. And
at no one point even in your school they tell you you should take care of yourself or what? Nothing.
You know those days, sex language or sex talk, they were taught in no tones. Nobody would want to.
And even yourself would not even approach anyone.
Yeah.
Not
Even
your mother.
Not even. My mother was very hostile to me.
Okay.
So there was no way I could approach her for anything good or bad.
So from the time she conceived you, she had rejected you.
Completely. Okay. Anything I could do, even a little mistake like this, she could beat me like she could even kill.
What?
Especially when she was drunk. She could beat me very bad.
So you feared her
so I feared my mother. She was brutal. She could lift me like this and release me to the ground.
So let me ask you, did you ever complete class 8 or what happened?
Nothing. I went up to class 6. After she left us with the witch doctor, the witch doctor lived with us and then she came back after 1 year. She came back, got saved now, the Okorino, the kiremba that was put on, and she was sick, so she said this Okorino had prayed for her,
and she got
healed, and then she put on a turban. Now, after she put on a turban, the witch doctor will not be happy about it. So
now they are two kingdoms fighting each other. Okay.
So after she got born, now that she joined that, yes, she
and they are also very strong.
Yeah,
very strong in beliefs.
Yeah,
yes,
and their beliefs are very
rooted. Yeah,
deep somewhere. When they believe in something, you cannot tell them otherwise. So my mom started now becoming someone else, and they disagreed with the witch doctor. And when she tied that up, I also did. Because you know, a girl with the mother, she relates with the mother every time. Whatever the mother does, the girl So I put on that, we joined that church, and now the witch doctor will not allow us to continue.
Okay.
She burned our clothes and threw us out of the home.
Oh, the man burnt everything you had.
Yeah, disagreed completely.
Okay.
So my mother thought, because she didn't have the man, he had a farm, a land somewhere, far away from where we used to live.
Oh, she was not willing to leave this man.
Yes. So she decided, let me go to that land and build a house there. I believe in there. If the husband wants to come, if he doesn't want to come, it's okay. But I still belong to him. So that's what she did. We went, some people in the church gave us some items like clothes, bed, mattress.
In the Apolino church now?
Yeah, in that Apolino church. So we went to that place, very far away.
Okay.
And she built a church, a house, 2 rooms. Walls were mud.
Okay.
She did. And then the roof was arched.
Okay.
So we started living there. I joined another school. I think I went there to class 5. And the man comes to realize that the woman went to his land. He came there again and destroyed the house that he had built and burnt everything.
And carried the iron sheets.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we are left with nothing. We went back to the church and they gave us other things.
Okay. The church was very kind.
It was.
A very kind church.
So there, I started now going to school. We now moved from that land. We went to the town center in that place. And we
And your mother alone
yeah,
or with the
that's
brother?
right.
No, brother was
We had
there.
left the brother with the witch doctor.
Why?
With the other cousin that we had.
Okay.
So we went and we went and rented a very small house in that small town, that village. And I started going to school now class 5.
Okay.
So my mother now became a very senior person in that church.
What?
He's the biggest prophet. She's prophesying to people, going to people's homesteads and removes witch beings that are buried in their houses. I don't know where she got that experience. Because she would go from Embu to Karatina to Moran.
Who was financing all her mission work?
The people that she's doing the deliverance for.
Deliverance.
If she comes to your place, you will pay her to remove those things from them. And then she prays for
became
you.
a Ekrah prayer person.
Yeah. And she would do a deliverance to everyone in your house.
And remove
the ones
the
that are living
from their home.
Yes. She will remove them, then she will pray for everybody in that home, and then you will pay her to go to the next house.
It is not the form of witchcraft she had gotten from the husband.
I think she had that experience from that.
Okay.
Yeah, because she could do it very well, and she could prophesy for you things. Some things.
They work.
Yeah, some of the things could work. They could come to me. I don't know how it happened, but they did. So she became very famous. Everybody loved her. And she now leaves me for like a month, from one town to another, like that. So I was left alone in that new place. Nobody to take care of me. Yes, I think I was now 12, 13 there. So I go to school. There is no one to pay school fees. No food. Nobody to.
The mother is out there.
The mother is out there delivering people and preaching.
So you dropped from school or what?
So I could not keep up. The teachers had tolerated me
For a long time, yes.
Some of the teachers, because I was very bright.
Some of the teachers very good English. And you said that you didn't proceed your classes.
So the teachers could buy me books.
Okay.
Because they could see how bright I was, and I was always number one, either number one, number two, number two.
Wow, even with those challenges.
Yeah. And
in
nobody,
any school you joined, Okay.
Every school I went,
Okay.
I was always those numbers.
From number 1 to number 4 or 5 then.
I never came number 5.
Wow.
The last I came was number 4.
Okay.
So I could not continue with the school. Because when she comes, after maybe a month or 3 weeks or so, I tell her this needed in the school, I need these books, and she started consulting me. She starts asking me.
The prophet?
Yes.
Okay.
The hostility towards me never changed.
Even after you joined the church together?
Yeah. She was always very hostile to me. So she would start insulting me, asking me, where do you want me to get money to pay all that? So I was like, who should I take?
But just remember, even the parents never believed in girls' education.
Yes.
It came from the parents.
Yes.
It's something that ran through the family anyway.
So she never cared about education.
Even after getting money from wherever, from her picture or prayers, she could not pay.
She could not pay for me. She could not buy anything.
So you broke?
I used to go to school barefoot. So that's the life I used to live with my mother. Every time, she could pick on me for just a little bit of mistake. She would turn into something else to us. So I dropped out of school after class 6. When we closed December, that year, I never went back down to join class 7. It stopped.
And you never thought of approaching your teachers and telling them, this is my situation.
I
Just
did.
take me the way I am.
I did, but I also did not know how to explain myself that way.
Oh, okay.
So I could just tell them my mom is not around. If I did not have a book, someone would buy me a book. But I never had I did not have the mind to ask for help.
For assistance.
From the teachers or anyone else for that.
And then have you brought up in a way that you are every now and then you are suppressed.
Yes.
Expressing yourself myself
I
to
could not
society.
explain, especially
Parents.
from childhood where I started being up. My self-esteem went so low. So explaining myself to anyone was not my thing.
So parents, allow your children to express themselves.
Yes.
Listen to them. Let them tell you about their challenges in school, at home, wherever.
Yeah.
Because when you don't allow them, what will happen? Even if they have a problem, they'll never come to you.
And they will isolate themselves.
And they'll isolate themselves.
Yes.
Okay?
And sometimes they feel like you know what they are going through.
But you don't want to assist them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they are like, why are you not coming for me?
But what are some of the indicators of knowing that your child is suffering? Because sometimes parents are very busy and they can't really dig so much what's happening. There could be some indicators. One, isolation.
Isolation, one.
Okay.
Some of them do not want to associate with anyone.
Okay.
And then when you try to want to now come close to them,
They
will
withdraw.
pull back.
Okay. So withdraw is also a...
Withdrawal is also an indication that your child is suffering from something.
Okay.
It might be a bully in school.
Okay.
It might be an adult who is
Abusing the
misusing,
child.
even mistreating them
Yeah.
without your knowledge. And they are fearful to come up to tell you. Because they might feel you're not there. You're not coming for their defense. If your child tries to tell you something and you dismiss,
Yes.
you don't give an ear to them, they will know there is no point going to know. There is no point going to that.
Yeah.
They will want to confide in a pastor or a teacher, but not you. Which is wrong. Because you are the one who lays the foundation for your child. So if you don't lay that foundation for them, they will go and lay their foundation in other sinking.
I agree with you because one day I was listening to a program and these girls, it was a morning show and children were on holiday. So the pastor decided, together with the presenter, I can't remember the program, that we want to talk to high schoolers, these girls and boys, the teenagers, what they are undergoing through.
Yeah.
They talked until I'm like, these are our children.
Yes.
All these are children from, then the pastor asked, how come you're talking to us on air and you're not talking to parents? They were like, we can't tell our parents.
Yes.
Some of our parents, they are very religious. They want to be identified with the leadership in the church or in a church, and they don't want to listen to us.
Yeah.
So whatever you're saying, I think it's very true.
Very true. Because as a parent, you even want to, if your child loves music, pretend that even if you are not a musician,
You listen.
listen to their music, want to know what they are passionate about. Because when you identify with what they are doing, they will want to come close to tell you better. This is how it goes, this is how I'm doing it. But when you're so busy for them, you are never available. Some of us parents, we are so deep into the religious things. And you know this is now another generation.
Yeah.
They have their own way of living.
Yes.
So okay, I want to say, I don't know how to put it, but every time, be there,
Be part and parcel of their lives.
Yeah, of their lives and what they are doing.
What they're doing.
If it is movies, try to know what kind of movies
They are watching.
son loves
Yes.
or they are watching. So that, and then give them freedom to be able to choose what they like, they want in life. Don't be a dictator to your child.
Okay.
Listen to them, let them know.
But also give them guidance.
Yeah, and also be very firm with your decisions with them.
Yeah.
When you say this thing is not to be removed here, be very firm with that.
Yes.
But then with love,
With love. Yeah.
with love, so that they will know you are their friend and not their dictator.
Dictator.
You will not dictate what you want in their life.
In their lives.
Even
Wow.
in choosing careers, in choosing what the courses they want to choose for them, especially teenagers. It is very good, first of all, to identify what that child wants before you tell them this is what I would want you to do.
Great. Because of time, I think we can go to the next stage.
Yes.
There's a next stage
Yes.
which I want to hear.
So after
message you want to hear?
So after I dropped school, I became this girl in the
Active
church.
girl, huh?
Yes. If you're going for youth camp somewhere, I am there. I would come to your place, we live together.
Until I'm like, this girl is not living.
Because I don't have anything. So if you want to send me somewhere, I was very available for anyone who needed me.
Okay.
So during that church and all that preaching and going for youth camps and everything, my mother decided, because she was a prophet, I had mentioned, she decides she wants me to get married.
And get married to a good man, educated one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, because she wanted me to get married, so that she could be free to go now to her things.
Okay.
And I'm like,
Without interference.
yes.
Okay.
She decides there is a young man in the church who had just completed high school and had gotten a job.
Okay.
Someone in the church had given him a job in a certain company.
Of the same church. They're
Yeah,
going
in
to
the same church, yeah.
Okay.
So my mother decided, I will prophesy that my daughter, God says, I should marry this young man. And that is what she did. So I was around 16 years like
Wait
this.
a minute. So, in some churches, we have the prophet prophesying to the young people who they should marry.
Especially those Aboriginal churches.
And you can't say no.
You can't say no.
So this man...
Because you remember it is God who is saying.
Oh, not
So how can you
anyone else.
say no to God?
Okay. And this young man accepted,
Accepted?
including his parents.
Yes. You know now when a young man goes to the parents and tells them
Have
wants to
identified
get
that
married.
girl.
Yes. The
Who are
parents will
they?
not go into details how it meet and how it did come to be. So my mother plans everything.
Let
about
me
my
ask you.
marriage. Yeah.
This young man did not think, yes, this girl belongs to the prophet. It could be the hypocrites.
I don't know whether he thought about that.
Okay.
I think whatever my mother said to anyone in that
And
church,
that child.
there were no questions.
Gospel truth.
Yes.
Okay, the
That
prophet
says the
has
Lord.
said.
That says the Lord.
Listen here. Nowadays we have so many prophets and prophecies, and especially for women. I caution you women, be careful with the prophecies.
Yes.
First of all, test the spirit. If it's not coming from your pastor or from a person who you trust, please, that prophecy, you better say it's not mine. Because women, we have seen women losing a lot of money, losing their property, losing literally everything. And even young people, you know, being prophesied, you'll marry so and so. And this is not your way, just because the man of God. Yes, I don't want to go to that area, but just because the man of God has said, you want to do this, test the spirit. And I think what she's saying is this. She didn't have anything to do with the man. The man didn't have anything to do with her. And in her story, she'll tell us the results of that false prophecy. Is it true or is it a false prophecy?
This was a false
It
prophet.
was.